So, this final episode of the Clarity series is especially for those of you Caribbean women who are experts in your field. Clarity in action doesn't mean you need to drop what you're doing or suddenly start over. You want to make something clear? Write it down. Do you aspire to an uncomplicated and fulfilling way of life? I'm Diane Squires, aka Deanne. That's what all my friends call me. I'm an island woman living on the island of Barbados and walking my path to a big and simple life. Walk with me and learn with me. Welcome to the Island Woman Podcast. If you've been tuning into the Clarity series, then you already know that I've been having a heart-to-heart with Caribbean women about what it means to get clear about your new vision as you rethink success. Clear about your message, your value, and how you speak about your work. And doing all of that without feeling like you have to become someone else. Now, today we're taking it up a notch. We're talking about clarity in action. Not hustle, not burning down everything in our lives as we know it, but grounded decisions that start shifting how we show up. So this final episode of the Clarity series is especially for those of you Caribbean women who are experts in your field, who've worked hard, built credibility, want more financial freedom, more visibility, and more ownership of your time, but without the overwhelm of trying to start from scratch. This episode and the entire Clarity series is sponsored by Made Alive Design & Co., the creative studio that brings the Island Woman podcast to life through beautiful motion graphics and editing. If you're ready to share your message visually and you want it done with intention and care, reach out to Made Alive Design & Co. You can email them at akeem@madealive.me or check them out on Instagram. I will leave all the contact information in the show notes and in the YouTube description box. Now, back to the episode. Clarity in action doesn't mean you need to drop what you're doing or suddenly start over. Let me reiterate that. It means you start to make decisions that move you in the direction of your new vision step by step. And I want to share 4 areas that I consider important on my own path to rethinking success. And in the comments, please share yours. But here are 4 of mine. Starting with write down the vision. You want to make something clear? Write it down. I mean, you can refine it over time, but taking that intangible vision to a tangible medium like paper, I love to do it on paper. Through the physical act of writing, you are already getting into the mode of taking action, making it real. There's even a Bible verse, a reference for this in the book of Habakkuk in chapter 2. And people often quote this. The verse says, "Write down the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he who reads it may run." So keep that vision where you can see it. Write it down and refer to it to inspire you to take action, to run with it. The second thing is allocate time, energy, and money to realizing your vision. So let's break it down and talk about time first. Have we carved out time on our calendar for specific tasks related to our vision? We can go with the flow all we want, but we only have a certain amount of time on the planet. And if you're like me and you're over 50, you know that the probability of having less time than you had before is higher, even if we are living longer lives. Time is our most valuable resource. And if our vision is big, then we have to allocate time to it. And that could look like many things, like allocating time in your morning meditation to recite that vision, allocating time to make calls to prospective clients, allocating time to research business models that could work for you, allocating time for gardening, family, friends, personal commitments. Every day you have 24 hours. How are you spending and allocating your time? And similarly, let's talk about energy. Do you understand when you have your highest energy for certain tasks and when that energy starts to dip? As you work towards your new vision, ensure that at least some of your high energy time is dedicated to some aspect of that vision. If you're a morning person, schedule time in the morning for tasks related to the vision. If you're re-energized after lunch, do it then. And if you're a night owl, same thing. And now money. Well, we live in a world where you exchange dollars for goods and services that we need and want. If your new vision is truly important to you, identify the products, services, or activities you need to invest in to help bring it to life. You may not have all the money that you want now to invest, but you can begin to work towards it. And the wonderful thing is that in today's world, we have access to so much good, free information. I mean, we also have access to a lot of crappy information that's free. So we have to be discerning. And we have to recognize that we can start to make that change with great free resources. But at some point, we have to put our money where our mouth is to start moving in the direction that we want to go. So let's think about some portion of the money that we earn now as funding for that new vision. So to sum up this second point, it really all boils down to making decisions about our time, energy, and money guided by our new vision for success. So that vision gives us a decision-making framework to make choices every day. Number 3, recognize the right opportunities and please act on them. We can so often hope and wish for something and then it shows up in some version in our lives and we don't recognize it, or we find a reason why it can't work. It's very easy to become distracted, but let's center our focus on that new vision, stay vigilant, alert, and open to the new opportunities that can make it happen. All right. And the fourth thing, very important for us in the Caribbean, let your cultural values shine. Let's not mimic other people's voices. Let's just double down on our own. Our culture can seem like a barrier sometimes, but let's pick the really good parts of it to make it strengths. The depth of flavor we bring in our food, our music, our language, and our thinking is part of what makes us powerful contributors in our work and in the world. It makes us different and it's hard to replicate, so let's use it. So to recap, my 4 areas for clarity and action: write down your vision, allocate time, energy, and money to it, recognize the right opportunities and act on them, and let your cultural values shine. All that said, I know that rethinking success in the midst of a fast-changing world of work is daunting. So if you need support to shape your vision, become more visible in the right places, and practice clarity in action, I'm here to help. I bring my skills in brand strategy and communications to the clarity and visibility package for women paving their way to new success. Book a discovery call and let's talk. The booking link is in the show notes and in the YouTube description box. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a challenge. Make one small decision every day of this week that reflects the new vision of success you see for yourself. You can write it in your journal, what you've accomplished. You can share it with me via DM or put it in the comments. But take up the challenge every day this week. All right, that's it for now. If you've made it to the end of this episode with me, thank you so much for taking the time. If you liked it, share it with a friend, leave a comment, or both. If you watched this on YouTube, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell icon to get notified when the next episode goes live. This has been episode 11 of the Island Woman podcast. I'm your Island Woman, Diane Squires, aka Deanne. Until next time, peace.